bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So every day, what we do is we have some reading of the Buddha's teaching. So today there is a teaching which is very important to have. This teaching has also been mentioned in many of the other places. It is a kind of example the Buddha gives to remember, and it is a way of kind of behaving in life. The Buddha is giving an advice towards, because what happens is that when we are in life, most of the thing which we are doing is having conversations. We are talking to somebody, or somebody is talking to us. That is the most of the interaction which we have. And how is the conversation which we should have, and what is the mind frame? We learned about the metta meditation. So today you will have an introduction of the metta meditation. So now what the Buddha is talking more about is how to kind of deal with others. So there is a little bit background I'll give you of this teaching which the Buddha has given. Before this, he is talking about a person who is known as a kind-hearted person. So this kind-hearted person has a maid. So the maid thinks that is she really kind-hearted, or is it just her reputation? So what she does was she gets up a little late the next morning. So the woman starts kind of little angry, and she is grumbling. Then what she does is that the maid wakes up a little later in the next day. Then this woman starts being kind of very aggressive. And then what happens is that the next day also, when she gets up late, she kind of starts fighting and hits the maid. So then the maid understands that she is just has a reputation which is there, which is the exterior they are keeping, which is calm, but internally there is no calmness which is there. So the Buddha is saying that it is does not matter that what you keep as exterior, what is the mind state set. So when we are what is the mindset one should have when speaking to others? So this is what the Buddha is saying. Students, there are these 5 courses of speech that others may use. This sutta's name is Majjhima Nikaya 21, the simile of the saw. So, students, there are these 5 courses of speech that others may use when they address you. Their speech may be timely or untimely. Timely or untimely means, timely means it is you see what is the right time and you speak to the other person. Untimely is that you speak in a wrong time. So when you are speaking timely, it is the appropriate time to speak. And when you're speaking untimely, then maybe you are busy and somebody comes and asks and talks about something. Or if you are in 3 or 4 people, you are there and somebody comes and starts criticizing you, that is not a right time. So the timely or untimely. Their speech may be true or untrue. So somebody, when they speak to you, they may be speaking the truth or they may be speaking some falsehoods. Gentle or harsh. So somebody speaks very softly to you or maybe speaking harshly to you. Connected with good or with harm. So they may be talking about your good or benefit, or they may be talking about your harm. Spoken with a mind of loving kindness or with inner hate. So somebody may speak with metta with you or may speak with hate with you. When others address you, their speech may be timely or untimely. When others address you, their speech may be true or untrue. When others address you, their speech may be gentle or harsh. When others address you, their speech may be connected with good or with harm. When others address you, their speech may be spoken with a mind of loving kindness or with inner hate. Herein, students, you should train thus. Our minds will remain unaffected, and we shall utter no evil words. We shall abide compassionate for their welfare. So, we should not react to the other person. Always we have to say that whatever happens, we will not say heard words which are harsh. We have to always kind of have the mind that we will be compassionate to the other person. The other person may have some reason for it. They might have had a bad day, and if he's coming and shouting at you, then you have to always be compassionate for their mind state. We shall abide pervading that person with a mind imbued with loving kindness. So, when somebody is speaking to you, you send him loving kindness. And starting with him, we shall abide pervading the all encompassing world with a mind similar to a catskin bag, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. So when you are sending to the other person the metta, you send to all the directions the metta. We are teaching you about the sending the metta in all directions. So whenever you are speaking to somebody, you have to have this feeling of metta. You have to send it to the metta to the person and to the all the directions you have sent. That is how you address others. So that is, there is an example which has been given where one of the students of my teacher, he had some problems in office. So he said, I am doing this, I finished this retreat, I'm feeling so nice, but I go to office, there is one colleague who was there who will come and fight with me for my project. He will ask what has happened, and he knows I am not here in the office for 10 days, but he will still come and bother me. So Bhante said, use this method. When you are there, you just have metta for the other person. So then, when he went to office, that person came, and then he started kind of asking about the project, and kind of he was gearing up for a fight. And what he did was he just sent metta, and he was being very cool and just answering whatever questions is there. After 5 minutes, what happened is that person lost interest and went away, and he was really confused. How did that happen? Then he called my teacher and asked, "This has happened. I did metta. In 5 minutes, he just turned and went away. He did not waste my half an hour." So, but they said that, see, when we are speaking to somebody, they are also having some kind of feeding from us. So, if we are getting irritated, when they may be feeding off our irritation. If we are getting angry, they may be kind of wanting our anger as a kind of food. So when we are talking about nutriment, and what is the nutriment for the thoughts, then for other people the nutriment may be your irritation, your frustration. So because you were giving only neutral or loving kindness, you are sending him, he did not get what he wanted, and because he did not get what he lost all interest and he went away. So that can also work in that fashion, that when we are being loving and kind, people who want to have a fight, they need to have other person also get angry. If he can't make the other person angry, then he will lose the interest and go away. So one of those things, there is a story also which is there, which asked, a minister went to the a kind of a monk and asked him, who is the most important person. So the monk says, you are the most important person for me. So he was very happy. Then the king went to him and asked, who is the most important person for you. So you are the most important person for me. Then the king and the minister were talking together, and they said that I was told that I was most important, and you were told that you are most important. Both will go to the monk once again. So they went back to the monk, and the monk said, "Whoever is there in front of me, he is the most important person for me." So whoever is there, you speak to him as he is the most important person. So now the Buddha is very good with words. So he is giving an example. Now he is giving an example to keep in mind. So then this aspect of the speech which is there can remain in your mind. So this is a little harsh example, but he is giving this example. So I'll read that example for you. Students, even if bandits were to sever you savagely, limb by limb, with a two-handed saw, he who gave rise to the mind of hate towards them would not be carrying out my teaching. So the Buddha is saying that anybody who is even cutting your arms with a saw, even then you should not have hate coming towards them. Even then you should have compassion towards them. Then he says further, herein students, you shall train thus. Our minds will remain unaffected. We shall utter no evil words. We shall abide compassionate for their welfare with a mind of loving kindness, without inner hate. We shall abide pervading them with a mind imbued with loving kindness. And starting with them, we shall abide pervading the all encompassing world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. That is how you should train. So the Buddha says that even if somebody is trying to hurt you, still you should have this feeling. Students, if you keep this advice on the simile of the saw constantly in mind, do you see any course of speech, trivial or gross, that you could not endure? No, venerable sir. Therefore, students, you should keep this advice on the simile of the saw constantly in mind. That will lead to your welfare and happiness for a long time. That is what the Blessed One said. The students were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One. So he says, keep this example for you to remind. I'll tell you, this also helped me when I was a lay person. I had not even kind of done any meditation or something like that. So that time I was working in Citibank. It was a kind of a very corporate kind of world, very kind of backbiting and there is office politics world. So I was really hurt and angry about, because the people who I had kind of helped, they wanted to kind of hurt me. So then I found this quote somewhere, and then I printed out this thing, and I would keep it on up above my computer. There was a shelf, so I would paste it, and I would read that thing every day, and really helped me to kind of not have that feeling of hate and aversion which would come. So every day I used to kind of read this quote which is the Buddha has given. That is there any course of speech, trivial or gross, you could not endure. If you keep this simile in the mind, and that has been mentioned many times in the other places also, where they say that you should remember the simile of the saw. So Buddha says that even if somebody is hurting you, you should not be hurting them. You should be having a heart of loving kindness. So one example I will give you, that if you think that this is very difficult, then there is an example of a time which is very recent, maybe 150 years old or somewhere. The Communist Party in China was getting strong, and it was coming into power. So there was I think the Zen monk was there, or a kind of a Confucius monk was there over there in China. So he was opposing the Communist Party. So he was not kind of endorsing them. So some of the party members came and started beating him. They wanted to kill him. So they thought that they had done the job. This person is dead. He was about 19 or something like that. He was 90 plus. So then his supporters came and took him inside, and then they found pulse. So he had not passed away. So then they nursed him back to health. When they nursed him back to health, then again those party people, Communist Party people came and started beating him up. And when they thought that he had died, they left. Again, his followers came, took him inside, and again found it he is alive. And then they started nursing him. This time they told him, why don't you die? They were not going to stop kind of coming after you. Why are you enduring so much pain and suffering? So then he said that I don't want them to get the bad karmic effect of killing a monk, because as per their belief, if they kill the monk, they will go to hell. So they said, I don't want to give them the bad karmic this thing. So he was still thinking about their welfare, even after being beaten for twice. So that is how the mind can be developed. That even if somebody is beating you or beating you to the death, but still you still think about them. That is the reason he said, I am not giving up my life. Later on, he died of natural causes. He stayed. They kind of stayed away from him, the Communist Party, and naturally he died of natural causes. But he's a very famous thing. You can also Google it, or maybe ChatGPT will kind of give the name. Because I don't remember his name. So he was a patriarch of the that school of thought. So that is how a man can develop his abilities to kind of not hate others, even if they are hurting you. So that is what the Buddha is saying. Now, another sutta I will read, which is the Rāhula Vada Sutta, the advice the Buddha is giving to Rāhula, his son. So he gives advice on how to do the meditation, and certain tips he gives to him, that how to kind of use this ability to transfer your attention. So we have talked this, but I'll just read the formal thing which he has taught. So one of the things is how to develop your meditation, because in meditation there are many of the hindrances which are coming up, or there are many mind states which comes up which may not be to your liking. There will be pain, may be there. There may be sometimes sleepiness is there. Sometimes there is a restlessness is coming up. So the Buddha is saying how what is the attitude you should have when doing the meditation. Rahula, develop meditation. Rahula, by the way, was Buddha's son, who was now going to higher ordination. That's the reason he was giving advice on the meditation. Rahula, develop meditation that is like the earth. For when you develop a meditation like the earth, a reason, agreeable and disagreeable context will not invade your mind and remain. So even agreeables, which is there, also will not you will not get attracted to them or attached to them. So that is what the Buddha was talking about. Just as people throw clean things, dirty things, excrement, urine, spit, pus, blood on the earth, and the earth does not repel, you get humiliated, disgusted because of that. So too, Rahula, because meditation, develop meditation that is like the earth. For when you develop meditation that is like earth, a reason, agreeable and disagreeable context will not invade your mind and remain. So the Buddha says that when you throw something on the earth does not refuse it, because earth accepts everything. You throw garbage also, they will accept, the earth accepts it. That's the reason you should accept whatever is coming in the mind. You should not get repelled by it, or you should not get attracted to it also. So whatever comes up in your mind, you have to just accept it as it is, which is coming. The same way the Buddha says about the water. Water also, whatever you give to the water, it will accept. It will not refuse. The same thing he says about the fire, and the same thing he says about the air. So those elements which are there, those don't refuse anything. They just accept whatever is there. So in Delhi, there is so much pollution is there, but the air is keep on accepting it. It is becoming AQI 400, 500,000. Now it is a competition how high and the most kind of polluted city it is. But it is a competition because it is going to 1,500 and all this, which was thought not possible. So the earth will not refuse, the air will not refuse, but it is up to us to kind of see how what should be done. So he says develop the meditation in the same way, because when you develop this meditation, you will not be repelled by it or get attracted to anything which is there. So again, the Buddha is talking about how to use the mind states which are there. Rahula, develop meditation on loving kindness. For when you develop meditation on loving kindness, any ill will be abandoned. So the Buddha is saying that at one point of time, only one kind of emotion can stay in your mind. So if ill will is there in your mind, you have to put your attention on loving kindness. So what will happen? The ill will have no space to stay, and ill will go away. So it will have no food to kind of sustain, but the metta will have this food to sustain. So that will happen, and that will change. Rahula, develop meditation on compassion. For when you develop meditation on compassion, any cruelty will be abandoned. So if your mind has cruelty or thoughts of harming others, then you develop a compassion. And when you develop a compassion, then the cruelty which is there will go away. So that is what you are doing to kind of balance your mind. If your mind has say ill will, you use metta. When it has cruelty, you use compassion. Rahula, develop meditation on altruistic joy. For when you develop meditation on altruistic joy, any discontent will be abandoned, or any jealousy also. Discontent and jealousy. Because if you see somebody succeeding, then what happens is you don't feel you feel jealous, you feel discontent. Then, oh, I don't have, but this person has. Keeping up with the Joneses or something like that. That is a line which is there. So you want to kind of keep up with your neighbor, but the Buddha says that you have to see that you should be happy for them. You should have the joy, sympathetic joy, which is there. That is a joy. You should be happy for others' success. And one way of doing that is compassion and sympathetic joy. The Buddha is giving an example is that if you see anybody in the worst situation in the life, you should remember that you were there in that worst situation. If you see somebody in the Ukraine war in the trenches, bombs falling their head, if you see that you were also there in some lifetime, you were also there in that same exact situation. But if you see somebody who is there in the best of situations, say the richest person is there, he has everything in life, but you should think that I was also there in that best of situation. So by seeing somebody who is in trouble, you have to develop compassion for them, because when you say, oh, I was also there, then you develop the compassion. If you see somebody as succeeding, so I was also once that successful, then you should develop the joy for them. So that is automatically which will come is joy, because you say, "Oh, okay, I was also maybe in the previous life, sometimes I was also that person." So you have to not have jealousy for somebody's success, but have joy for them. Then the Buddha says is, Rahula, develop meditation on equanimity. For when you develop meditation on equanimity, any aversion is abandoned. So if you are averse to something, then your mind is balanced by equanimity. Equanimity is a state of neither pain nor pleasure, okay, and with mindfulness. So that state of mind is very balanced. So when there is you are averse to something, or there is aversion coming up in your mind, then have the equanimity come up. Rahula, develop meditation on foulness. For when you develop meditation on foulness, any lust will be abandoned. So that is a way of kind of any kind of things you are getting attached to. And you see the harm in that also. Like you are watching movies, say a lot of movies you are watching. So you should see that what is the harm in the watching movies also. That your eyes can get weaker, your understanding of reality can be distorted by whatever is there, because that is movie is not life. So that is the harmful effect you have to see. Say you are into eating, then you have to see what can it can harm your health. It can kind of make you sick or something like that. So anything which you are getting too attracted to in any of the senses. The five senses which are there, which is like the eye is ear, nose, tongue, and the tactile senses. Because some people go beyond this in tactile thing also, feeling. Like there are people in Japan who are so much obsessed with the softness. They are living in soft rooms. Everything is covered with velvet, or they have all the soft toys. They will have only touch, they will touch softness. So that is the kind of obsession which is there. So that can happen in any senses. Whenever that is happening, then you have to see the harmful, the opposite of it. That is to balance the mind which is there. So when your mind is full of lust, then you see the foulness, the harm in those mind states you have to see. So that will help you kind of balance. So that is what the Buddha is giving the advice of how to kind of use this meditation which we have taught about attention. The meditation is about attention and how do you keep the attention. And one of the most common thing which he has asked is how to take this practice which we are doing into the daily life. One of the things is that have a daily practice. So even a half an hour practice in the morning can help, because morning time you have some control over. So, like you can get up half an hour a little early and then do the meditation. Evening time, what happens is something or other comes up. So, if there is a birthday party or a marriage or some guest comes up, or you want to go to the movie, you all do that in the evening time. Now, morning time, you have some kind of control you have. So then you can get up at half an hour early and also do the half an hour of meditation. Bhante says that if you get up early and do half an hour of meditation, that loss of half an hour's sleep will also be covered, because this meditation can give you that kind of a calmness in the mind. So that is one thing which you can do. One example Bhante used to give is of his student. He was a Russian some bureaucrat. He was working in an office. So what he used to do is he used to get up at 5 in the morning. He would get up 5 in the morning and sit for 3 hours. Then at 8 he would start get ready, and 9 he would leave for office. And when he comes back at home, he will have a dinner with everybody. So 7:38, whatever the time was there, he would call everybody and he will do the family matters at dinner. So what is your college? What is your school? What is the wife's kind of bills or something like that? All these things he would discuss. And then at 10 he would go to bed with the book. He would read the book. 9 or 10 he would then sleep. So he had this plan. So you whatever if you have the plan to kind of do it, then this can be done. But one of the students was doing the meditation in the morning in a way which is different. What he would do is he had to go to the office. So what he would do is get up morning 1 hour early, do everything 1 hour early, and get ready with the kind of the shirt and tie and everything 1 hour early, and then wear his shoes and everything and sit for meditation. And if he had to go at say 9 o'clock to leave for the office, he would sit at 8 o'clock. He would sit in meditation, and as soon as the alarm goes, he would get up and he would keep the meditation going. So while going to the car, while traveling, he would keep on having this meditation active. And when he goes to office, he would also keep the meditation going. One of the easiest ways to kind of continue your awareness is to have a smile. So one of the things he told somebody who was not able to do the meditation is just smile. So whatever he does in the office, like you are working in a computer, so you can smile and do the work. As soon as you know your mind's attention has moved away, you know your smile has gone. So then you relax, smile, 6 hour it, and then come back and smile. So that is how you can take this practice in your homes and office and whatever one does. So one of the examples Bhante used to give is that one of the students was there. She was kind of washing the dishes with a smile. And when she was doing it, she went into a mindset which was very calm. And then she just went and sat down. And she had a wonderful meditation experience. So that just a small awareness also in the daytime can help you have the meditation, because that meditation going on, and then his mind on her own wanted to kind of sit in meditation. So just a simple awareness which is there of the smile can be very helpful in your daily life. So this is the advice. So if there is any questions, we are open for questions. So did you understand how to take it to the life, or do you want some more?
It's very easy to learn.
Huh?
Very easy to learn.
Easy. It is a very easy thing if you. But the thing is, the persistence is what is required. So one they used to say that you have to be persistent in the thing, which is when you are practicing. You sometimes the most important thing is the patience. So when they used to say the patience leads to nibbana. So whatever you do, if you do it persistently, then change happens. So there was some video which I liked. I have it on my. I forgot to bring that laptop. I can get that laptop and show you. It was in Japan. There is a place where they have put water dripping on the stone. So they have some water which is dripping on the stone for 5 years, for 10 years, and for 50 years. Then they show that what is making the difference. In the 50 years, the water has kind of eroded the stone. So that is the kind of the advice of persistence. That if you keep persisting, even water can kind of cut the rock. So that is how our practice is also. If you be and do something which is persistently, then you can even cut the rock. There is a example in India also. In Bihar, somebody, his wife passed away because she was crossing the hill for fetching the water. And he said, "I'll cut the mountain." There was a movie also for it. What is the name? Huh? Jita? Jita Ramji. Huh? So, Jita Maji. Maji, huh? So he was a person who kind of was persistent, and then he cut the whole mountain into and made a kind of a road. So that is how persistence can work. We may think that one day may not make a difference, but one day adds to a week, and a week adds to a month, and months to a year, and year to a decade. So that is how each day, if you do it, then it can turn into a decade of practice. So that is how the persistence which is there has to be kept. And whatever which we are doing has a change in mind which is there. So if you give me 10 minutes, then what I'll do is I'll get my laptop and I'll show you a video which is there on YouTube. I have downloaded. I like this. It has a very kind of parallels to our practice. So I'll just bring that and I'll just watch it. Pause that.